Okay. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you mind if I record this for court?
I'm sorry?
Do you mind if I record this for in case I have to go to court?
This is just for security purposes, and I don't think that it's going to be a good idea, but would you mind if I place you for just a few minutes? I just want to check.
But you guys record me. It says on your thing, we're recording you for some purposes or something. So why, if you're allowed to record, why can't I record? Are you embarrassed? Do you feel more than any shame and embarrassment? Is that why you don't want me to be recorded? Because you're corrupt? Is your company corrupt? Like, what are you hiding if you don't want to be recorded? Hello? Hello? Airbnb. Hello? Yeah, hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi. So, when I called you, it says this is being recorded by you guys for training purposes and some other stuff.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so my company does the same thing. So you don't mind that we record on our end too. So we have two recordings, yours and mine. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, do you know who I am?
Peter?
Yeah, Peter. I have the #1 Airbnb in the history of Airbnb as far as positive feedback, and it's the #1 feedback of any rental or hotel in history because people are overwhelmed of the beauty and the serenity because they feel God's energy in there because God is channeling through me with blatant scientific evidence like no time in the history of the world, and he rebuilt the whole place, it hit through me and through my hands. And so people go there. Most of the people are gigantic God Almighty loving knights of the light, like the person who just stayed there, and she called me and she goes, I can't wait to come back. And everyone is like that who stays there. So anyway, I got a call this morning. This lady who was at my house was leaving, and I had someone coming today. So I called I got in touch with the person coming, and he had written me emergency saying that he heard from Airbnb and that they canceled his reservation or something. So I go, no, what are you talking about? So then I go, just come, don't worry, it's bullshit, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So then I went on my email, and I got a thing from you guys that someone wrote you guys or called you guys and said that I have surveillance cameras in the house, which is totally 100% against the law. A huge fucking multi-million-dollar lawsuit for that. And it's criminal. And they said that I had guns. So both of those things, it's called slander and fraud, defamation of character, and it already caused me mental and financial anguish because you guys canceled one of my reservations. And you bothered one of my customers because the customer who loved it, who told me today she's going to have other people because I wanted to call her to tell her how disgusting Airbnb is. And she wrote me, I talked to her on the phone, and she said that, I forgot what I was telling you. She said she heard from Airbnb. She goes, that's weird. I had the weirdest phone call from Airbnb today asking me about staying here. And I said how great and fantastic it was. And, I guess she pissed them off because, they're trying to get me thrown off Airbnb the way they criminate illegally threw my brother off Airbnb. In other words, my brother had the #1 Airbnb in Rhode Island. And then someone came there and had a party and caused vandalism to his place and stole stuff. And then he did a report, and you guys gave him money, and then you canceled my brother from Airbnb, and you let the people who destroyed his place, they could keep renting on Airbnb. So it was the opposite. In other words, the people who did the crime, you let them keep going on Airbnb, but the people who did the crime to my brother's Airbnb, you made my brother not be able to rent his place, and he built it specifically to make his life easy and have a rental property that was #1 in Rhode Island on Airbnb. You get it? So then when I had people discriminate against me, and I have open cases on that, but I didn't push the cases because I just told you guys about it because I want you to be aware when I sued for my brother what you guys did to him. So the reason I didn't push my cases, even though you told me to, is because why would I do that? Look what you did to my brother. So obviously if you did it to him, you're going to do it to me. So if I complain about these people who ruin my floors on purpose with vandalism and stole something out of there, then you guys would have threw me off Airbnb. So anyway, someone called you and made up this heinous fucking lie, and I think I know who it is because they lied to me, and when I caught them in their lies, and I have it all in writing from them, the back and forth, because it was all text, and I said, you're lying about this, and this. And so they wrote me and they said they're going to write me up a bad feedback because of, because I caught them in their lies, so they were playing perverse psychology. But I never knew they would make up such heinous lies and say I had guns in the house and I had surveillance cameras in there. Have you ever heard of Aaron Andrews before?
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Aaron Andrews before?
No.
She's a famous sports announcer, and she went in a hotel and there were cameras in there like these people are talking about, and then she was she won multi-millions of dollars because they had video of her, undressing and stuff, I guess, in the hotel room. I don't know how she found out there was cameras in there, but anyway, so that she won hundreds of millions of dollars for that. So you guys are doing the opposite. You're going along with someone who said I had cameras when obviously I don't, and I'll take a lie detector test of that, and you could send people there or whatever and look for whatever. And I have no background of ever buying any cameras or anything. It's a bunch of total BS. So, but because you're going along with this, trying to cause me mental and financial anguish, saying you're going to throw me off Airbnb, and you already stopped one of my customers and harassed another one, and so, so it works the same way. She won millions of dollars because there was cameras in there, but because this is a lie and you guys are going along with it and harassing me about it, then I'll be able to win hundreds of millions to the harassment and the discrimination and the mental and financial anguish and the defamation of character and the fraud and the slander. So now do you understand what's going on? Hello?
Okay,
do you understand?
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes,
I'm hearing.
So what do you think of that?
Okay.
What do you think of that?
I think that this is a very complicated issue, but I'm going to help you. Don't worry.
What's complicated about it? In other words, I'm the skin that God jumps in with blatant scientific evidence all the way from heaven. And the reason I got this job is because I won by a landslide. God really had a human race, a mankind race, which human could be the nicest, non-liar, zero prejudice person, being 95% or greater in the heart, won this job of being God's human muppet, a spiritual puppet. So obviously I'm the most honest, spiritual, non-violent person in the history of the planet by far. In other words, the light says the person who came in second behind me, which was my brother, it wasn't even a close race. I crushed everybody. So obviously I would be the person not lying, and I'll take a lie detector test. So this person who, I caught no number of lies, and I have the shit that they wrecked in my house. You know what I mean? I took videos of it and pictures because I would send it to them and I asked them why they did that. So to cover their lies, their disgustingness up, they made up these heinous lies about me you guys are going along with. And so you're going along with fraud and slander to try to cause me mental and financial anguish. So now do you understand?
Yes, I totally understand. I just
so let me ask you, because do you think that I did this, what they're saying, or do you believe me? Do you believe me, or do you believe them? Who do you believe, them or me? Well, I just told you the story. Who do you believe?
Yes, I believe you. I'm trying to understand everything. So I just would like to ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. As I understood, you you're telling me that that person reported your place related with weapons on there, and you are telling me that that's a lie because those weapons are like for fun, like something.
Yeah, they're for the aesthetics. Like when I called the renter there, she laughed. She goes, "Peter, obviously they're there for aesthetic purposes. They look cool, and like, it's obviously they're toys,
Okay,
And I had that problem last year with one renter who hated me and said that, and I wrote Airbnb and I go, it was like this, and I told Airbnb about it, that they were toys, and I said, look, they're in my ad. You could see them on my Airbnb ad in the photos. So like people know about it, you know what I mean? So, so that's a lie. But even the bigger lie, more disgusting, is the cameras. Like how come they didn't write me about it? In other words, they never complained to me about cameras or guns. So why didn't they, if it was true, why didn't they complain to me about it before complaining to you? You know what I mean?
Yes, of course. Yes, I know, I understand. No, okay, I can see that is a team already working on your case, but I'm going to
escalate it, because see, I'm going through mental and financial anguish. Like, instead of enjoying the weekend, I gotta be worried because what they did to my brother, criminal, that they're gonna go along with liars. So right now I'm mentally, and plus I had someone coming there and they stopped me from making money today from those people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand.
So they're causing me by mental and financial anguish. In other words, before they stopped anybody, they should have said, well, hold on. Before we say that Peter did this, let's make sure, because we know he's the skin that God jumps in with blatant scientific evidence all the way from heaven. So, 99.999, 100% sure these people are making this up, because Peter has the number one Airbnb in Vermont in the best, reviews in the history of Airbnb. So obviously those people are lying. So in other words, but what they did is they went along with the liars and they stopped the people from coming to rent today. You know what I mean? So have them call me right away. Have them call me right away so I could get a hold of those people and tell them they could come.
Yes, okay.
Or can I just have can I have those people come and I just rent it not on Airbnb?
No, okay. I'm going to follow the process in this case. I'm going to follow the process. I'm going to escalate your issue, and I'm going to make a complete report about what you just told me. So, okay, thank you so much for all the information that you provided me. I'm going to make the report, and then I'm going to call you back, or I'm going to send you a message describing the next steps to follow. Okay?
And will you write in there that you believe me?
Yes, I'm going to describe the situation, and I'm going to send you a message with all the information.
But are you gonna put in your opinion that you believe me over those people, or do you believe them?
Well, I cannot put my personal opinion, because.
Well, of course you can. Of course you can. That's what this whole process is for, because you're supposed to use cognitive thinking and decide who's telling the truth. Me, the skin that God jumps in with blatant scientific evidence all the way from heaven. It never happened in the history of the planet. It's the greatest scientific news ever, beyond surreal. That God is channeling through me, the one and only real scientific evidence God that's 100% all moral, and you can't quarrel with any of God's morals. Or you're going to go along with a liar and a cheater and a fake. And so obviously, because you're saying you won't go admit that I'm telling you the truth, even though you admit it to me, but you won't put it in writing to them. So why did I even call you? What's the reason I called you? For what?
Yes. I totally understand. No, yes, I'm going to put it on my notes. Okay.
But are you going to write it's your opinion that I'm telling the truth?
Well, I cannot promise that, but I
why not?
And I'm going to.
So then, what are you going to write in the? So what are you going to write in the notes so I make sure you got the story straight? What are you going to write?
Yes, I'm going to take the reports that you had before, and I'm going to unit all on my notes, and then I'm going to investigate the people who made the report before about the weapons, and I'm going to clarify the situation. Is that okay?
But what are you going to write that I just told you? What are you going to write about that?
I'm going to write that you are that you have had a stressful situation, and that you want to clarify this situation, and also that all the weapons that are on your place are only toys, and that you think that those persons are lying about the amenities that you have on your place.
I don't think it. I know it. I know I don't have any surveillance cameras in
That
there.
you know that those persons are lying.
Yeah, and tell them and write down that's called fraud and slander. It's against the law. To make up lies about somebody is against the law. Do you understand that? And so if Airbnb goes along with those lies, then they're part of that conspiracy. That's when two or more people lie and conspire against someone with fucking something against the law. And so that's what this is. Right now, this is a criminal case. Do you understand that? Because they made lies up about me. They made up lies about me that are causing me financial and mental anguish. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
I totally understand. Yes. Okay, Peter. In this case, I'm going to make the report with all the information that you provided me. Thank you so much for that. And then I'm going to call you back, okay? I'm going to contact you back by message, okay?
And you recorded this, so just play this recording for all of them, all right?
Yes, this is recording, yes.
So play the recording for them, okay?
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you so much, Peter, for all the information. Is there something else that I can help you with?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.